Federal government directs CBN to buy gold from Zamfara miners. Free medical hernia and hydrocell surgery sponsored by Dahiru Barau Mangal Foundation has commenced. National Assembly to prioritize allocation of resources for youth development on business. The PPPRA says the price of petrol will be determined by the forces of demand and supply. And on the international scene, Nigerian Custom intercept air passenger with 2,886 ATM cards heading to Dubai. Hello and welcome to Svtv News. I am Musa Joy Onyoza. The federal government has directed Central Bank of Nigeria to henceforth buy gold and other related mine products directly from the miners in Zamfara State with a view to sanitizing and safeguarding the business of all the illegalities in order to boost the nation's economy. This was disclosed by the Assistant Chief Geologist under the Investment Promotion and Mineral Trade Department of the Ministry of Mines and Steel Development, Mrs. Abatu, who led a team of mining officers to sensitize associations of gold buyers and sellers in Zamfara State yesterday. Mrs. Abatu explained that the essence of the visit and organizing the meeting, which held at Gusau, the state capital, was to enforce the federal government gold mining initiative and to sensitize mining associations on the importance of avoiding use of illegal means of occupying and managing the abundant mining sites across the state. The Zamfara State House of Assembly will, as a matter of urgency, scrutinize the revised 2020 local government budget and subsequently pass it into law in order to pave way for the smooth operations of the system in the state. This is one of the 6 resolutions reached yesterday at the end of a 3-day interactive section on formulation, compilation of annual and financial account of local government councils in Zamfara State in a communique jointly signed by the chairman of the session and Speaker Zamfara State House of Assembly Alhaji Nasiru Mazuma Agaria and Secretary Malam Yusuf Sabo Safi, and also Director Legislative Matters of the State House of Assembly. Other resolutions reached include development of an action plan by the Local Government Service Commission in order to monitor implementation of all indicators in annual accounts and financial statement of local government councils in the state. They also resolved that a step-down workshop similar to this one be organized to all the accounting staff of the local government councils by the Local Government Service Commission of the state, so all the stakeholders will be on the same page. The Zamfara Children Parliament has appealed to the state government to renovate the Sexual Assault Referral Center and Gusau Remand Home to provide conducive environment for development. The Parliament made a call in Gusau on Thursday at the plenary after receiving the report of its Committee on Child Protection and Child Development. The reporters were a follow-up to committees during their oversight visit to SAC and Gusau Remand Home. The reports were presented before the Chamber of the House by Sadatu Mohammed, Majority Leader representing Bukoyi 1, and Nasru Haidara, Deputy Speaker representing Gusau 1. The Speaker of the Parliament, Sumaya Aminu Aliu, said the Parliament advocating to the government at all levels to expand the SAC so as to have children's friendly room, more toilet, furniture, stationaries, and medicals. The Speaker said the Parliament also recommended government should renovate Gusau Remand Home to provide more beds, mattresses, healthy food, stationaries, and learning materials. She commended SCI, State Ministry of Women and Children Affairs, media, and other partners for supporting the activities of the Parliament. The Parliament adjourned to December, while the Committee of the Parliament will continue to its oversight duties. Members of Kabiru Garuba Marafa's faction of the All Progressives Congress in Zamfara State have dissociated themselves from his activities describing him as a spoiler. Briefing newsmen on Tuesday, the members who were led by the Ward Chairman Forum of Kabiru Marafa's faction of the APC, Alhaji Shafai Musa from Anka local government area of the state, said they are no more with Senator Marafa because of his ill intention to finally kill APC in Zamfara state. Alhaji Musa stated that Marafa was a spoiler who was working tirelessly against APC in the state. According to him, Marafa was currently romancing with a PDP-led government in the state, where 30% of political appointments went to Marafa's political loyalists. He cited example with the current SSG, Alhaji Bala Bilo Maru, the Commissioner of Rural Development, Alhaji Abubakar Abdullahi, and a permanent commissioner of the State Hajj Commission, Alhaji May Katako, who were Marafa's political loyalists. He further explained that Marafa had also brought a court party in the state during the last general elections as an option for him to achieve his political ambition if the APC failed to nominate him as its governorship candidate. Frantic efforts were made to speak to Senator Marafa failed because he was not in the state at the time of filing this report, while all his telephone numbers were not reachable. A team of medical doctors from Katsina General Hospital are currently conducting free medical hernia and hydrocell surgery. The exercise is being carried out under the Dahiru Barau Manga Foundation to the less privileged who are suffering from any disease related to hernia and hydrocell.
Alhamdulillahi shi mai girma ciyaman na ita wannan foundation yana kokari wurin taimaka ma mutane marasa galihu, ƙanana da matsakaita da tsofaffi manyan mutane magidanta. So Allah da nashi ikon ana taimaka mutane ta bangaren masu haniya da ƙaba ta ciki ma'ana gwaiwa kenan. Sannan kuma ana taimaka mutane waɗanda ke da matsala ta fitsari urology. Sannan ana taimaka mutane waɗanda ke da matsala ta appendix. Kaga waɗannan cututtuka ƙwara hudu su ne muke gudanar da aikinsu a babban asibiti ta jihar Katsina da kuma asibiti ta ƙashi da ke ɓata garawa.
The program is taking place at the Katsina General Hospital. The foundation appealed to people suffering from such diseases to report to the hospital for treatment. Prominent leaders from the North Central Geopolitical Zone have exited from the Arewa Consultative Forum and announced the formation of the North Central People's Forum. According to them, the new group will fight insecurity and marginalization, as they cited the worsening insecurity in the North as their reason for breaking away. Mr. Gabriel Dukwe, former Minister of State for Health, is the interim chairman of the group. Among members of the new group are former Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Senator Jeremiah Hussaini, a former military administrator of Kwara State, Colonel David Bamiboye retired, and a former Deputy Chief of Staff to the President, Chief Olusola Akomode. Senator Hussaini addressed reporters in Abuja on Wednesday, saying that in spite of the abundant mineral and human resources in the North Central, the zone has been bedeviled by all manner of social vices. Mr. Hussaini said the new group will, among other things, cooperate and support the good policies of the 6 governors of the North Central Zone, irrespective of political, religious, and ethnic differences. The Minister of Health, Dr. Osagie Hanire, has announced that a total of positive cases of COVID-19 recorded in Nigeria is 55,632 out of a total of 433,206 samples tested. He said the figure represents the cases recorded from the beginning of the pandemic to the 10th of September 2020. The minister said they continue to record low positivity rate even as the number of samples tested has increased. He said while this is a cheering development, it will be presumptuous to conclude that the disease is reducing. This is because as of today, not many states are testing. The minister said they will ensure that testing continues in all the states until they reach their delayed targets. Borno State Governor Professor Babagana Umar Zulum, ably represented by his Deputy Governor Omar Kadafur, to flag off the resettlement of 750 displaced households of Kauri community in Kodunga local government area, with each of 750 given a low-cost house and a cash of 50,000 naira, making 37.5 million naira for all of them as emergency relief. Variety of food items, mosquito nets, mats, and blankets were also distributed to each of the households, normally a humanitarian term used to categorize a family of 6 persons. A team comprising Borno Commissioner for Reconstruction, Rehabilitation and Resettlement Engineer Mustafa Gupio, Special Advisor and Coordinator for Sustainable Development, Partnership and Humanitarian Responses, Dr. Myro Mandara, and Chairperson of the State Emergency Management Agency, carried out the distribution Thursday on Zulum's behalf. Governor Amadou Umaru Fintiri on Thursday laid the foundation for construction of 60-bed capacity of a new cottage hospital in the Gobi local government area. Speaking at the event in Gobi town, Governor Umaru Fintiri explained that the project was long overdue because the people of the area only access healthcare service at Garikida General Hospital. He noted with concern despite the growing population in Gobi town, successive administrations in the state had failed to construct a befitting hospital in the area to meet up with healthcare demands of the people. He revealed that the present administration had changed the negative narrative of healthcare system in the state, adding that primary healthcare centers have also been equipped to address emerging health challenges. He enumerated other giant strides of government to include establishing infectious disease treatment center in the state, as well as purchase and distribution of medical equipment and consumables to 3 levels of healthcare delivery. President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, on Thursday said that the National Assembly will prioritize the allocation of resources for youth development despite the present economic challenges faced by the country owing to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Mr. Lawan stated this in his remark, which was virtually delivered to flag off the training of 1,000 youth in GSM phone repair, hardware, software, and entrepreneurship development in Yobe State. According to the Senate President, youth development initiatives serve as one of the ways of empowering and uplifting the well-being of the country's youth population. It is most pleasing to flag off this important training for youth in Yobe State. The meeting between the federal government and the joint health sector unions has ended with agreements reached on some issues while others are being resolved. The meeting agreed to reconvene on October 15, 2020 to assess the level of implementation reached in the Memorandum of Understanding entered into. The meeting also resolved that JHSU meets with its members on and before Saturday, September 12, 2020 to consider suspending 7 days warning strike already planned to begin midnight on Sunday, September 13. The Niger State government has dismissed 80 civil servants for placing themselves on salaries above their current status. Hajia Salamatu Abubakar, the state head of service, who disclosed this during a press conference in Mina, said their dismissal was approved by the State Executive Council at its meeting on Thursday. The head of service explained that those affected were covered by the salary committee earlier set up by the state governor Alhaji Sani Bello. The head of service added that the officers placed themselves on allowances above their current status and entitlement. She said the report of the committee was submitted to the Office of the Head of Service, which transmitted it to the Auditor General for further action. The Head of Service said that the report was later presented to the State Executive Council, which approved the dismissal of the 80 officers from service on Thursday. A staff of Nigerian Television Authority (NTA) Abuja Network Station Abdullahi Aminu is among the people who escaped kidnappers' attack on Wednesday along Abuja-Kaduna Highway. Aminu, who was traveling to Kaduna when the incident occurred, reportedly escaped with a lot of bullet injuries and is currently at 44 Army Reference Hospital, Kaduna, receiving treatment. This was contained in a statement by the Kaduna State Council of Nigerian Union of Journalists on Thursday. Findings revealed that dozens of the bandits blocked the Abuja-Kaduna highway from both sides and unleashed violence on the innocent travelers, as some of them managed to escape with bullet wounds. According to sources, the kidnappers opened fires on the running vehicles of victims in the cars, while blocked the roads to stop movement to and from Abuja on the fateful day. The Akure office of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) in Ondo State has been gutted by fire. The fire destroyed smart card readers being charged in the building. INEC National Commissioner in charge of the Information and Voter Education, Mr. Festus Okoye, confirmed that about 5,100 card readers were destroyed in the fire. This is coming ahead of the Ondo governorship election coming up on October 10th. We'll be right back after this short commercial break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Let me quickly take you to our business desk for the business update.
Welcome to Standard Voice Business Update. The Petroleum Product Pricing Regulatory Agency has revealed that the non-availability of foreign exchange was the reason why many marketers were yet to start importation of petroleum products. This disclosure was made by the Executive Secretary of the PPRA, Svtv Abdulkaridi, during a press briefing on the disregulation of the downstream oil and gas sectors on Tuesday in Abuja. The PPRA boss, who was represented by the General Manager, Administration and Human Resources of the agency, pointed out that although the Petroleum Products Marketing Company, PPMC, a subsidiary of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, is still the sole importer of petroleum products, PPRA will continue to monitor development to check profiteering by the marketers. And those on Standard Voice Business Updates. I'm Aguarita.
And on the international scene, the Nigerian Customs Service (NCS) Muritala Mohammed International Airport Command has handed over a suspect with 2,886 automated teller machine ATM card to the Economic and Financial Crime Commission (EFCC). Addressing newsmen on Thursday, the Deputy Controller of MMIA, Abdulmumin Bako, added that 4 subscriber identification module SIM cards were also found with the suspect. The ATM cards and SIM cards were carefully concealed in an Nodo carton by the suspect. That has been the news from Standard Voice Television. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. Federal government directs CBN to buy gold from Zamfara miners. Free medical hernia and hydrocell surgery sponsored by Dahiru Barau Mangal Foundation has commenced. National Assembly to prioritize allocation of resources for youth development. On business, the PPPRA says the price of petrol will be determined by the forces of demand and supply. And on the international scene, Nigerian Custom intercept air passenger with 2,886 ATM cards heading to Dubai. That's the news on behalf of the production crew and Head of News and Current Affairs Department, Alhaji Ibrahim Garubatunel. I still remain Musa Joy Unyoda. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.